But fuck. Before I begin, I just like to point out the guys that are fucking the girls that they call their sis, proverbial sis. You know the guys that be like, yo, she's the sis, that's my sis. You're fucking nasty. That's all I really wanted to say on that before I open this shit. Y'all nasty. Same goes for the girls who be calling the guys they fuck bros weirdos. That's all I wanted to say on that. Alright, man. Let's open this shit up, man. Let's open this shit up. I've been playing a lot of R&B lately, and I don't like the fact that people be really thinking that I'm not no backpacker. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Not because I listen to R&B. Alright. Yo, I gotta stop playing music on this podcast. I'm getting in trouble too much with the fucking copyright strikes, but whatever. I gotta stop. I really do. But, man, let's get into it, man. Let's open this shit up. I'm hyped. Let's go. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. Welcome to the Case Study Podcast. I am your host, Isaiah Hernandez, and I'm just here to give you guys a good time. So let's talk about some shit, man. Let's talk about some shit, because we got a lot to get to, man. These Grammys came out, and I got so much to say on it, and we'll get into that later, but, man, fuck! Alright. Cut this shit off before I get in trouble. Alright, man. Alright. Let's get into it, man. Beautiful Jersey afternoon. It's fucking beautiful. It's freezing. Let's start with the weather, man. You know, the weather says a lot about a person's mood. It can affect a lot of about a person's mood. And I think personally, if you let the weather affect your mood, you're pussy, but that's just me. Man, off of that. Let's go. Let's open this shit. Let's get into it, man. Let's talk about some shit, man. Let's talk about some shit. Now, I said that I do have a lot to talk about, and I do want to talk about the Grammys, but I think I'm going to say that for the back end of the podcast. I kind of want to get some quick topics off. This rapid fire. Let's go. All right. So, if you didn't see the fucking picture that was all over the internet for this past week, I feel like there's always one every single week that's just floating around the internet. Last week was the Baby Yoda one. This week is the Tesla Cybertruck shit that was announced by Elon Musk. And the most interesting thing I found about this is that Elon Musk's net worth dropped in the millions of dollars because of the release of this truck. And when I first saw it, and I'm speaking for me only, when I first saw it, I thought it was a pretty fucking nice truck. I'm not gonna lie. It was like I thought it was a pretty cool design. Anyway, what the fuck is that? Why is my dog barking? Anyway, and I didn't think it was that ugly. I thought it was actually pretty fucking innovative. And I promise you that as time progresses, this will age better than what it looks like right now. I feel like it happens with every innovative and new design, that we fucking kill it at first. Like, you remember AirPods? Not everyone is doing the wireless earbud thing. I just think this is that along the lines of that. Yeah. And there's nothing really much else to say about it. It's a fucking truck for the rich. I'm not sure how much it's going for or not. But I see like the rich people, the boys that got it up in money, they already fucking pre-ordered it like it's a fucking pair of new sneakers. Pieces of shit, man. I wish I had that much money. I wish I could pre-order a truck. All right, moving on, man. Moving on. That's all. What else is there to say, man? It's a fucking truck. Elon Musk did take a risk with it, but I feel like it was a very minimal risk, and it'll pay off in the future. Staying along the lines of the rich, there was a report that came out earlier this weekend that Jeff Bezos, I think it was, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if I'm wrong or not. He donated $98 million to the homeless, to a homeless cause, and people were killing him because it was only $98 million. Now, Jesus, man, can y'all just like give props where like they're due? He donated $98 million. Guess what? That's $98 million more than you. And I don't care how much of a percentage it is of his net worth. Who gives a fuck? It's his money. That's $98 million more than you. People don't ever look in the mirror. When it comes to this type of shit, people don't ever look in the mirror themselves. You don't donate 0.01% of your salary to charity. So what the fuck are you getting on someone else's check for? Someone else's money. Why the fuck are y'all pocket watching, yo? That shit's so lame to me. Y'all don't even donate the fucking, when they asked y'all to donate to cancer research for kids, for fucking kids, $1, y'all be like, nah, I'm cool. Y'all getting on my boy Bezos for fucking donating $98 million to a good cause. Y'all would have killed him if he would have donated. Y'all would have killed him if he wouldn't have donated. This is a lose-lose for him. And guess what? He still needs them billions of dollars. Guess what he's going to do with them billions of dollars? He's going to flip it and make it into more billions. Something that if you had them billions of dollars, you wouldn't be able to do. So not everyone is deserving of the billions of dollars. When people say that their wealth isn't deserving, yes, it is. Because they're able to sustain it. And that might not be saying enough, but a lot of these billionaires own Fortune 500 companies. Yes, they have billions of dollars. I get it. There's a disparity in between the wealth, the rich, and the middle class. But why are you so worried? Like, Jesus, man. If you focus on you and get your bread up, I promise you wouldn't have to worry about someone else's bread. Thank you. He's given back. Thank God. Because there's other billionaires that don't do that. And y'all don't kill them. But whatever, man. I didn't mean to get on a whole long rant on this. I just fucking... And this is going to get me into a topic. I'm going to get in trouble doing this podcast. I really am. And this topic really leads me into political advertising and political news outlets. Well, actually, news outlets in general. They don't even got to be political. The left is so fucking toxic. They're so toxic. That's part of the reason why I don't align myself with them. I can't stand these left news media outlets. I just can't. Even though, in most part, I agree with y'all. Y'all just fucking obnoxious. Jesus Christ. I feel like y'all beat y'all beat over the same points at like every fucking news story. Y'all get a chance to it doesn't matter on what topic. It's the same topics. And y'all just beat that shit to the ground. And it's just so corny to me. It's fucking whack. Right news outlets. I just don't. Fucked it. I keep saying that time and time again on this podcast, but it's such a prominent issue. Jesus, man. Y'all, like, The end goal of all of this is to compromise in some fashion or another, whether it be one side or another. But neither side is willing to listen. Not one side is willing to listen to the other. For the fucking upteenth time, I saw an article on the public bathroom debate. Fucking right wings. What the fuck is so wrong about having a bathroom where anyone can walk in? What is the problem? You have a men bathroom, a woman bathroom, and then an everybody bathroom. Like, what the fuck is the issue here? Why is this a debate? Why do we love to harken back on issues that can be solved with one fucking, one solution? And that's all it takes. One fucking step solved like that. And there's so many issues on here, and I don't want to waste my breath explaining to fucking professionals what the fuck they should be doing. That's really all I gotta say on that, man. This shit is nasty and it's ugly, and this is off my Jeff Bezos point, which really ties in here because the left, the entire left is screaming at Jeff Bezos to donate fucking half his salary. Y'all know it costs money to run Amazon too, right? And it's not a little bit of money. This so short-minded. I'm done. Moving on. I'm moving on. I'm not trying to get riled up, but here's another topic that'll get me fucking riled up. For the people who actually, I won't get into that just yet. I'll stay on this political fucking thing, and I want to highlight a nice feat I thought that happened over the weekend as well. It was a Yale Harvard football game, and during halftime, the students of both schools, and that's what I really liked in the article, that both schools participated in this protest in the football game. They protested the climate change and something about the schools holding fossil fuels or some shit like that. And they were protesting that, and they all went to the middle of the field, and I think they didn't even get to play the second half of the football game. I just wanted to highlight that real quickly, but I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Finally, something is America. You're finally fucking doing it. You're using your right to protest the right way. Anyway, I feel like that would be a good time. With that being said, poor football players. Let them fucking play, man. Oh man, poor guys. They had what were they doing in the locker room? Like, they looked at all these fucking nerds and charged the field while they're trying to play a football game. Well, protest on your own time. We're trying to fucking kick off here, dog. That's all I really had to say on that. Staying with football, though. I do wanna make this quick, and I say I don't want to come on here and talk about sports because of reasons that I feel like are very important, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This podcast. The Eagles lost their second game in a row, and again, I'm only gonna talk about the shit I know on sports and the shit I can fathom with just watching. The Eagles lost to the Seahawks, the second loss in a row. They lost 17-9. That's the second time the Eagles have been held to 10 points or fewer at home, and Carson Wentz is really looking like not a good quarterback. I think because of how good he was when he entered the league, and I'm including both year 1 and year 2 and part of year 3, a very small part of year 3. I think Eagles fans often forget how young Carson Wentz is, and I'm not making young his age an excuse here, but you factor his young and inexperienced self, and you factor that in with the fact that he has below average receivers, even when his receiving core is healthy, who can't consistently create separation on their own. And I'm not saying he needs to be surrounded by Amari Coopers and Zeke Elliott's and Randall Cobbs. I'm just saying get him people with average talent, because 3 receivers with average talent. 3. And we got ourselves a completely different quarterback. Zach Ertz, he's amazing. He's great. He's the I'm gonna say best tight end in the league right now. But again, I'm extremely biased. I know that boy Kittle is out there fucking balling, and I know that boy Travis Kelce is out there fucking balling. Again, this is me. Underneath, you have to double Ertz. You have to. There's if you don't double Ertz, he'll chew up them small yardage every time, 9 times out of 10. But that's what he is. He's a small yardage guy. He won't open up the field for you. He won't create that big explosive play for you because he's a tight end. And Carson Wentz has been injured 2 of his 4 years in the league, and we often forget how much his development is impacted by those injuries. And again, I'm not trying to make excuses here, because he's been playing bad, and there's really no excuse for him to be playing this fucking bad, because he's having a below average season this year. It's not like he's average, and if he had better receivers or a better supporting cast, he would be having a good season. Nah, if he had a good supporting cast this year, he'd probably be average at best. And I'm just saying, and this is the only point I wanted to make on this, is we often forget. I'm still counting on him to rise up and beyond, because there's still a lot of season left to play. I still think that we have a chance to make the playoffs if we fucking turn this season around. I know that's a long shot. We lost 2 in a row at home, which is at the Link. It's just tough. It's tough to watch. This team is bad for my mental health. It really is, because can't stand it. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say on that. Moving along here. I think now I'll start with talking about the Grammys. So over the weekend, I guess I'll start here. The thing about this podcast, the reason I record this on a Monday, for those of you that don't know, and basically that gives me time to recap what I feel like is important throughout the week. But by that time, other podcasts have come out, and they've spoken and they've talked, and I feel like when I have my own mind, and I couldn't give a fuck about what other people say. But when I come in and relay it on this podcast to you guys, you probably already heard some of these ideas or some of these notions. And it probably comes off as I'm stealing content or something. And I just don't want to make that the case. I just want to make it very clear that I don't give a fuck about what another podcast is talking about. Because guess what? I'm doing me. Now I'll always do me. With that being said, let's get into the Grammys. And y'all probably know why I said that, because especially with music topics. Because there's so many music-based podcasts out there that are huge and they're blowing up, and I listen to them every once in a while, not too often, but I try to listen to as much music podcasts as I can, and a lot of them have the same viewpoints and ideas, and I don't know if they're stealing their content from other places. The biggest one, y'all know what the biggest one is, the Joe Budden podcast. But anyway, whatever, man. I'll just get into whatever the fuck I'm going to talk about. So the Grammys came out. They released their nominations for this whenever the fuck they're going to have their show. And before I get into the Grammys, I just want to say that I think award shows are the most useless shit in the world. What the fuck do they, what do they validate? What is their purpose? I've never been drawn to an artist because they've had a Grammy nomination or a Grammy award. Now, granted, artists might feel like that's a huge step for them because it's their type of acknowledgement. But I just, like, for a consumer, I honestly couldn't give a fuck. I think J. Cole has never won a Grammy. And look at where he's at. This shit, I just want, if there's any artist listening to this music, to this podcast, I just want you to hear that this shit means nothing. And you shouldn't expect nothing from these places because at the end of the day, it's a TV show. What the Grammys are, it's a TV show. And they got to do what they can to get the most ratings. Just keep that in mind. With that being said, let's get into the Grammys. Let's talk about the fucking Grammys, man. All right. So I'll stay on hip hop more and rap more than any other genre because this is the one I'm most familiar with. And the one that was very concerning to me was the rap album of the year. Now let me see if I could pull it up so I could give you guys the same exact. Okay, right here, the exact nomination. So it was Revenge of the Dreamers 3 by Dreamville. These are best rap album nominations. Championships by Meek Mill. I Was by 21 Savage. Igor by Tyler the Creator. And The Lost Boy by YBN Cordae. These are all great albums. All of them. But these are not the albums I would have for nominated for Best Rap Album of the Year. And this is when I start to get into why exactly these are nominated. They're doing it for fucking ratings. They got the names that will attract viewers. Tyler the Creator's album was not a hip hop or rap album. It just wasn't. There aren't enough bars. There aren't enough traditional. Not traditional. Fuck traditional because honestly, no one is doing traditional no more. The sound is not hip hop or rap. It's not a current sound. It's not a sound that will probably be used in the future. It sounds like more like fuck. I would call it R&B before I call it hip hop. There's like 3 verses on it. On the entire album. And one of them is Playboy Cardi. That album should have been the best album of the year because the Igor album is the best album on this list. It's just not the best rap album that came out this year. Championships by Meek Mill. Again, a great album. It's just not. There's better rap albums that came out this year. And I'll get into what I think those are in a little bit. Revenge of the Dreamers 3, I do think should have been on the list. And so did The Lost Boy by YBN Cordae. I Was. I'll substitute those 3 out. Igor, I Was, and Championships for 3 albums that I think would never be nominated in a day in hell. But it's just, again, this is a personal thing. I feel like JPEG Mafia's album, All My Heroes Are Cornballs, should be in here. The production on that album is second to none. Go listen to that album if you really enjoy hip hop. JPEG Mafia's All My Heroes Are Cornballs. What an album. He's rapping on there. He's actually spitting fucking amazing production. And that's one thing that sets that album apart from, I feel like, the rest of the albums that are on this list. The production is second to none. And he produces all of that music by himself. Now, never a day in hell would he ever be nominated for a Grammy because the Grammys don't focus on real music. But JPEG Mafia's All My Heroes Are Cornballs, what an amazing album. One of the best albums that came out this year, I feel like, in my opinion. Again, just my opinion, but great album. Would definitely be on this list over the 3 albums that I said. Definitely, 100%. Number 2, Jim Jones, El Capo. He is rapping. I bumped that album the entire summer. And again, that might be a New York bias because there's a very New York sound that comes with that album. And you have to like that New York sound that comes with that album. But, hey, I have East Coast bias, what they call it. Love everything that comes out of this fucking East Coast. And I feel like it definitely should have been on there. He's rapping on there more than I would put it over Meek Mill's Championships and what was it 21 Savage's album and Igor, because again Igor is not. I don't want to keep repeating myself. All right. Last one I would put. Actually, there's two more I would put, but I guess I'll name both of them. But I would put Freddie Gibbs and Madlib's project. What the fuck was it called? I'm blanking on the name here. Hold on. Fuck, what was it called? Bandana. That's what it was called. Jesus, what an amazing album. Again, rapping is this dirty, grimy hip hop. That's dirty, grimy hip hop. Again, would never a chance in hell that it would be placed on this list. But better than the albums that were on the list. Better than 4 of the 5 albums that were on this list. Because I'm taking Freddie's album over YBN's album. And the last album that I had was again East Coast Bias jumping out here, was the Escape from New York Beast Coast album, just because I feel like it incorporated the new you know how today's rap is so reliant on the beat and the beat selection and the production. They did that on their album Beast Coast. It's a compilation album between a lot of East Coast rappers in New York, a New York based. It was the Underachievers, Flatbush Zombies, Joey Badass was in there, a whole bunch of artists. There was like 9, I think, that were featured on like damn near every song. And I don't think that album is for everyone, just because it gets jumbled and you often lose track of who's saying what. But it was nonetheless, it was a great album, an amazing album. Because they were not only were they really rapping, the production was pretty good too. And I'm putting that over 21 Savage's album, and this is not to slight the people that I'm naming, Meek Mill and 21 Savage and Tyler the Creator. I'm not slighting them because they have good albums. I just think they were better rap albums this year, and that's all that is. There's not no slight to any of the people. Congratulations, actually, for being nominated. But the Grammys know what time it is, man. They know when they gotta get these fucking views up. That's really all award shows are, and that's why I say it's not. They fucking don't matter. They really don't. All right, who do I think will win it? Tyler the Creator should definitely win this category, even though I feel like his fucking his album isn't rap. Now I want to talk about best rap song. Now I'm seeing it. It's Suge, Racks in the Middle, A Lot, Gold Roses, and Bad Idea. Okay. This is actually gonna be an interesting one. I think Suge should win this, the baby. Just because of the record, it was a fucking huge record. And let me see the best performance here. Best rap performance, which was Higher by DJ Khaled and Nipsey Hussle and John Legend, Drip Too Hard, Lil Baby and Gunna, Panini, Lil Nas X. See again, you see what I mean? This shit is who's willing to put enough money into these artists to win this award. That's what this is. Lil Nas X Panini. That shit. No disrespect to Lil Nas X, but that shit is garbage. That shit is hot dumpster juice. Who listens to that song besides a fucking Ballin' Mustard featuring Roddy Ricch? If you're asking me best rap song performance, Roddy Ricch killed his fucking that song, and I think that should win, but I have a feeling Lil Nas X is gonna win. Anyway, Best rap performance: J. Cole, Middle Child, Suge the Baby, Down Bad featuring JID, Boz, J. Cole, Earth Gang, and Racks in the Middle. Another Nipsey Hussle nomination. Congrats to Nipsey Hussle, man. It's sad that death has to incur sometimes for people to actually realize your talent and what you're saying in the song. Shout out to Nipsey, man. I don't want to get sad on rest in peace. I don't want to get sad, but I just thought I'd say that. Rap performance. Again, I feel like this is another category that the baby should win. No, the baby is gonna win. I feel like, but J. Cole should win this one. No one is rapping better on Middle Child than J. Cole on Middle Child than anyone else on this list. I guess I should touch on this best R&B album really quickly. 1123 by BJ the Chicago Kid. Congrats, man. I didn't know that. Congrats. Painted by Lucky Day. LMA got a nomination? Good fucking work. PJ Morton, Paul Ventura, Anderson .Paak. Oh, shit. This is a good one. The fact that Snow Allegra's album is not on this best R&B is a snub to me. There have been amazing R&B projects that came out this year. It's been an amazing year for R&B projects. But this list, man, this is a tough one. I think Anderson .Paak might win this one because of his name and notoriety. But I might have to go with Lucky Day's album. Lucky Day's album was pretty fucking good. And again, these are who I think is gonna win versus who I think should win. Ventura might win, and that's not to say that it's not a good album. I just think Painted's album, Lucky Day's album, is better. That's not a slight to anyone. I don't know why I feel like this is coming off as like fucking jabs at artists, but Ventura, I wouldn't be mad if Ventura won, but I do think Lucky Day's album was better. Let's see what other categories I fucking care about here. Yada yada yada. Best R&B song. Could have been Her and Bryson Tiller. Look at Me Now. Emily King. No Guidance. Chris Brown featuring Drake. Lucky Day got another one. Good fucking work. Lucky Day. And Say So, PJ Morton. That's a pretty good song. Who's gonna win this one? You know who's gonna win this one. Fucking Chris Brown featuring Drake. That one is probably gonna win, but I think the Her song with Bryson Tiller is a fuck. Bryson Tiller killed his verse. Bryson Tiller killed his verse on that song. Her's performance was second to none, like always, as it always is. And I think that's the best song that's on here, but I do think No Guidance is going to win just because of the popularity. Best R&B performance. Love Again, Daniel Caesar. That's a good song. Could have been Again, Her featuring Bryson Tiller. Oh, shit. Rosa Mo by Lucky Day. That's fucking 4 nominations for Lucky Day, or 3. What a fucking good job, man. Anderson .Paak, Come Home. My God. Jesus. I think Anderson .Paak got that one. For me. I think Anderson .Paak got that one. Anderson .Paak should win this one. I feel like if we're just talking about the performance and the record as a whole, that Come Home record, I still listen to that shit to this day. That's a fucking amazing record. The way Anderson .Paak sets up 3 stacks for his verse, it's fucking amazing. Anderson .Paak is one of the best artists right now. He might be top 2 artists in general. Moving along, man. I don't think there's anything else I really need to talk about, because nothing else I really fucking care about. Best new artist, actually, let me talk about that. Black Pumas, I got no idea who the fuck that is. Billie Eilish, Lil Nas X, Lizzo, Maggie Rogers, Rosalita, Tank and the Bangers and Yola. I have no idea who the fuck any of these people are, and I can't believe Megan Thee Stallion and the baby aren't on here because they did fucking blow up in 2019. Who the fuck is Rosalita? And Tank and the Bangers. It doesn't matter, man, because Billie Eilish or Lil Nas X is winning this one. How the fuck? That's crazy, yo. How the fuck did Lil Nas X make it over not Billie Eilish. How the fuck did Lil Nas X make it over the baby? That's insane. No slight to Lil Nas X again, but that's fucking insane. The baby is actually rapping. Come on, man. You can't do that. That's crazy. That's fucking insane. Song of the year. And again, when we get into the general topics, the one thing that I like about the Grammys and that it represents like the entire world, and it doesn't really just focus on what is popular in the United States. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of songs on there that I have no idea what they are, but there's a lot of songs that if you're asking me, an American, who should win, it's Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. That was a huge song. Or Old Town Road. Was that one on here or no? No, Old Town Road wasn't on there. Never mind. Billie Eilish should win the best song of the year, but again, the way the Grammys are set up is not catered to my view. Jesus Christ, man. Album of the year. Billie Eilish is on here. Lana Del Rey, Bon Iver, I don't know who that is. Thank You Next, Ariana Grande. It was alright for a pop album. And again, I'm not too fond of pop, but I used to know her. Okay. Lizzo, Cause I Love You. Father of the Bride, Vampire Weekend. I don't know who they are. I didn't hear the Lizzo album. And again, Lil Nas X was 7. That is fucking insane. It's crazy. It blows my mind that in a general category, album of the year, they got Lil Nas X for 7, which was an EP. It wasn't even an album. It was like 7 fucking songs, and they don't put Tyler the Creator's album in there. And Tyler the Creator's album would win over those albums. It was just the best. It was one of the best albums this year. It deserves to be in that album of the year category, not best rap album of the year. You're only putting it in the best rap album of the year because of the name that's attached to it, which is Tyler the Creator. Anyone else makes that album, they're going album of the year, no questions asked. And that's crazy, man. That's I think I'll end it there. There's really not much else to say about this fucking this Grammy shit. And I didn't want to spend too much time on here, and I feel like I have. But yeah, man. Don't fucking put any stock. Y'all don't put any stock into this shit, and y'all don't even realize it. I don't ever watch award shows. I don't ever involve myself in that, but I'll stay informed. I'll keep an eye out for this shit just because. Yeah, man, I think I'll end it here. I won't play music at the end of the podcast because I feel like at the end is where they copyright strike me the most. So I think I'll stop playing it. I'll only play music for the beginning of the podcast. Yeah, man. That's it. Remember, appreciate music and stay safe. That's really all I wanted to say. Appreciate music and stay safe because your life can change in an instant. That's really all I wanted to say. Always remember your life can change. All it takes is one phone call. All it takes is that one. Yeah, man, I'm heading out. I guess it's my time to say everything that every single YouTuber in the fucking book says. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you fucking like it. If you like this content, if you want to keep seeing more. Jesus, this next coming year, I don't know how I'm gonna fucking do it. I really don't. I want to keep doing this, but it's looking pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. My fucking schedule is gonna be packed. And I might move a couple times this year. I might move the starting day of this podcast just so it'll fit in my schedule accordingly. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say. Stay safe, be safe, please. That's really it, man. Appreciate music. See you guys next week. I'll be here, I promise.